Hello again, 7th graders. So what I'm going to try to do is show you what we would have done in the interactive notebook, and then what we're going to be doing in its place. So this would have been your interactive notebook assignment for section 7.1, and the idea was to do a drawing of islands and then try to match the birds that go to the islands. So if you can't read it, the Romulan Sea includes a series of 6 islands that each have unique geographical features and thus have a wide variety of animal and plant life. Read the following descriptions of the islands and determine what birds belong on each island. Then determine the features of that bird that enable it to survive. So this would have been the example I'd give you anyway. So the geography of Ohara Reef is flat and sandy. Animal life is extremely limited and only consists of dune grasses, kelp flies, and seabirds that fly out to sea for fish. Since the island is surrounded by a coral reef, fish are abundant. So what you would have done is for each one of these islands, you would have drawn in your interactive notebook the islands to represent what they look like. So Ohara Reef is sandy, it's got some grasses on it, and it's surrounded by a reef, so it has lots of fish. Now, I can't print out the pictures of the birds from home, so what you would have gotten is a sheet that had these birds on it with their characteristics, and you would have had to try to match the bird to the island. So you would have seen the Gorn pelican, and that one, because of its long wingspan and its beak for catching fish, would have matched the Ohara Reef the best. So you would explain that. Since the Ohara Reef is mostly devoid of life, the Gorn pelican can fly out to sea for food. It is made for this by having a long beak for catching fish and a long wingspan for flying long distances. And you would have written that inside your notebook. Now, we can't do that, right? So we're going to use the Snurfle assignment in its place, which still has to do with islands and traits being matched up. So in your notebook, on the right-hand side, opposite the notes you should have taken, what you're going to do is copy this assignment on the right-hand side. So what I want you to do is go ahead and pause the video here, and I want you to copy down the instructions, and I want you to copy down to number 3 right here. Okay, don't copy this down. This is just my example, so don't copy that down, just the table. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video there, and I'll be back with you in a second, okay? Okay, there are 2 other numbers, so go ahead and copy that down. Go ahead and pause the video here and do that. Okay, in the other video I explained how to play the Snurfle game. Now you're going to keep track of what you do during the game. So create 5 different Snurfles using all the variable survival points. Okay, so again, during the game you pick a Snurfle, and it has with its adaptations. And for my example, I had breathe fire and that it could fly fast. So don't copy this down. This is just my example. The island that I picked was the desert one. I don't remember the name. It did not reproduce, right? And why did it not reproduce is because there wasn't enough food, right? So that's what you're going to do. You're going to pick a Snurfle. You're going to make a Snurfle, write down what their adaptations are, what island you think it's going to survive on or on. You're going to write down whether or not it was able to do so, and then if it did survive or it did not survive, why was that? Okay, so you're going to create 5 different Snurfles, write down what adaptations you picked, what island you think it will survive on and reproduce on, if it did or it didn't, and then an explanation why or why not, right? And that's going to be your interactive notebook assignment for section 7.1. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If not, go ahead and give me an email, and I'll try to figure it out for you. Okay? Take care.